Hello, almond plants. Today's merchandising minute, we're going to be talking about the shrub yard, merchandising techniques out in the shrub yard, and making sure that we're set to the POG or planogram. So the first thing we want to do is out here in Wiley, we'll take a look at the POG because not all of them are the same. So as we look at our POG, you can see that we actually added a row of tables all the way on the far right. That's why it's listed as full core. Normally we'll be starting with our rose table, which you can see roses are on the front 16 feet, followed by flowering shrubs, then our branded table with Lone Star growers and our core shrubs. Then comes Jayberry, which is Stitchcomb product, and then finally Nature's Way and any other flowering product that we have on the table. So every POG in every store is probably going to be a little bit different. Here you can see the row that we added is actually one that we removed as we got less shrubs in. These is actually our tree set that we shifted over so that they can use the back area of the shrub yard for extra storage for Home Depot stuff. Then we just continue on with our POG just like normal. All right, so row one is going to be our rose table. And so on the first 16 feet, our roses are striped across. And then as you get to the raised part, that's where you're going to follow up with your flowering shrubs. Now on the back end of the table, you're also going to be going back to the blocking system. So you'll have your 1 gallons here blocked out and the 3 gallons behind them instead of striping all the way across like we do on the lower 16 feet. With the roses, you want to make sure that you're deadheading, if not every week, then at least every other week, and getting these dead blooms off of here. So you just trim that down to the next set of growth, and that should turn red as it grows back in. So our next table over is going to be our Lone Star growers or branded table. Again, the lower 16 feet we stripe across, and as you can see we're full of Lone Star growers. Then as you get to the raised section, that's where you'll end up putting some of your core product as we go back there. Next would come our Jayberry table that's merchandised by Stitchcomb. So we don't have to do anything with this product except kind of just be aware of what's there. So if it ends up on our tables, we know where to put it. They're all labeled differently, so they're easy to recognize. So now we move on to our last table, which is our Nature's Way Tropicals. Of course, it's the summertime right now, so we have no Nature's Way Tropicals. We're just down to houseplants with them. And so what you're going to see is going to be a lot of grass and ground cover getting moved over onto this table so that we don't have to try and overflow on our grass table. All right, so merchandising tips for the shrub yard is that the first 16 feet is usually a very specific item, like your branded, your roses, your tropicals. And also on the front 16 feet is where you're going to be striping instead of blocking, which means your product goes across both sets of grid in a line so that you've got nice clean rows going all the way across so it can be shoppable from both sides. Once you get to the raised part, that's where you'll go back to your normal blocking techniques and putting your product up on the table. Our next tip is called mirroring, and we're going to pretend those oleander that are so tall back there are 3-gallon sages. So we've got our 1-gallon sage on this side towards the drive aisle, which are our shorter ones, and right behind them you would put your 3-gallon pots of sage so that you've got the taller plant right behind it, and that's what we refer to as mirroring. All right, so that's some of the basics of the shrub yard. So let's get out there and see what we can do.